Here's a revolutionary idea. Go on a 2-week news diet. Not an ounce of it. Don't read it. Don't watch it. Don't listen to, if your friends start talking about it, go, I'm on a 2-week news diet. If we want to change the economy in the world, change the economy in your home. You want to change the global conversation? Change the global conversation and the people that you can impact. That's how we change the world. It doesn't come from the top down. It comes from the bottom up. So if something like the news gets you to lower your confidence, where you play a little small, then go 2 weeks without it and fill that time with something that takes you to the next level. This is such a powerful time. It's such an important time, that's a better word, to gain the confidence and the capabilities to boldly move forward. I'm 53 years old. I've never seen in my lifetime such a divided, at least here in America, such a divided politics that's trying to push us to choose completely far apart when we have way more in common. So we have this polarized politics, we have recession, we have inflation, probably heading into another basis point of interest rates in October. A lot is changing and a lot of uncertainty is happening. Did you ever Google some of the most valuable, most successful companies of all time? Do you know when they were created? During a recession. Why is there so much wealth created by a smaller group of people during a downtime? And I believe this, it's a time of uncertainty. It's a time, today I want to talk about confidence and how to protect your confidence. I believe confidence is one of the most important and crucial things to your success, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Because in times like this, if you're not confident, what do? Kind of sit on your hands, right? Let's see where things go. You kind of freeze. And I think that's why this is the time where you actually have an unfair advantage, because the majority of the world who aren't a part of a group like this, who aren't connected, who aren't plugged in, who don't have capabilities, who don't gain the strategies to thrive, are going to sit on their hands and see what happens. You have way less competition and the opportunity is huge, especially those in the self-education industry that's exponentially growing. So we have a total unfair advantage. But what's the one thing that could trip us up? We call it imposter syndrome, self-doubt, fear. The thing that'll trip us up the most is not the opportunity, it's the lack of seeing the opportunity. Our eyes can focus on whatever we want. We could focus on what's wrong, what could go wrong, what's not there for us, or we could focus on what's right and what opportunity we have. No, the only place a recession needs to live is in the outside world, and here it's time for prosperity. Isn't this a time where a lot of conversations are about what's wrong? What's wrong with the government? What's wrong with the world? What's wrong with the news? What's wrong with our leaders, right? So we're in this space. So what do we need to do? And I want you to write this down. Today is about protecting your confidence. Today is about protecting your confidence. Those of you who have been a part of my family for a long time, you've probably heard me say it a couple times a year, forever. It's a saying I didn't make up, but I love it. In times like these, it's either easy to become the thermometer of life. Right? What's a thermometer do? When the outside temperature changes, what does a thermometer do? It models the outside world and goes up and down, right? What does a thermostat do? You adjust. Sometimes we need to remember that. Are we, like when you're feeling an emotion, you know what I say to myself? Thermometer or thermostat? I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm being the damn thermometer. I'm letting the outside world, outside influences, letting the news, negative people in my life, I'm letting them affect my confidence, my courage. And let me ask you, have any of you ever made a great decision or got the deal, got the sale, got the girl, got the guy, raised the money? Have you ever made a great decision or had something go wonderful in your life, even a conversation with your children, when your confidence is down? Even if your confidence is down just 10%, you're like, oh, now let me just see how this goes. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see if this will really work for me. Can I really do this? Confidence can be the killer or could be the thing that drives you. I would just be the auditor of your focus, right? Just be in conscious check. I don't know if you want to put a little dot on the back of your hand. I don't know if you want to write it on your journal. I don't know if you want to put it so your alarm goes off 3 times a day with a cool song. You could do that in your phone. You could set it to go off every day at a certain time. And every time it goes off, you just check in on your focus. Like, ooh, I'm staring at the negative news, focusing on what could go wrong. Ooh, I'm talking to a negative friend. oh my God, I'm having a repetition thought of what if everything goes wrong? What if this doesn't work for me? I'm too old, it doesn't work. There's a bunch of hacks, and I just like to give you all the ones I do. I would just say check in with yourself a couple times a day and see where your focus is and see where your thoughts are. If you're feeling bad, I guarantee your focus is going. Reality is nothing more than the thing we focus on. Isn't that true? If we focus on what we could gain, we feel great. We focus on what we can lose, we feel like shit. Whatever your compelling future is, you need to write it down. And then, how often do you have to look at it? As much as you need to. How often do New Year's resolutions work? Right? We set them, and if we don't look at them, they don't work. I have a friend who is a consultant, and he was consulting this high-power executive woman. She was a badass, and she was like 25 pounds heavier than she wanted to be, compared to her ideal weight. And she had tried everything, and she hired a buddy of mine at $100,000 a year and said, finally get me to my ideal weight. I'm busy, I'm a mom, I'm an executive, I really don't have time. And she tried all these diets, and she tried keto, she tried this. You know what he did? He said, send me a picture of you at your ideal weight, a full body shot. I want you to hear this. You ready for this one? She sent it to him. He had a life-size cardboard cutout printed of it. And he sent it to her and said, put this in your kitchen for 2 months. And she found the full-size picture of herself at her ideal weight, cardboard cutout. She put it in her kitchen for 2 months. That's all he did. She found that weight within 2 months. Because what was it? It was in her face every day. Every morning she went like, that's who I want to be. That's who I want to be. The byproduct was she hit it in 2 months. Right? How important is focus and a compelling future? Everything. Her focus was on that, and that was her compelling future. I love this one. You've heard me say it. Be disturbed with your own inaction. Be disturbed with your own inaction. Right? Because so many times we won't take action because we feel like we got to have it all perfect. Do we have to have it perfect, or we just have to get some momentum and start moving forward, right? So be disturbed with inaction. And then I'm reading a great book, and I love the word. There's one word that it will, if you add it to your life, it makes success inevitable. I don't know many words you could say. What's one word that can make success inevitable? Persistence. Persistence. Some of you, unfortunately, have to fail 10 times in your life, and the 11th time you win. And that's where your new life, your new business takes off, the sales start coming in. Some of you might only have to fail once or twice. Some of you might have to fail 25 or 100 times. What's the definition of success? What is the commonality of the most successful people in the world? And I don't mean multi-billionaires. I'm just talking about people who live a successful, happy, abundant life. Just they didn't give up. There was never a time that said, I've tried 9 times, I'm done. That wasn't the case. I'm just persistent. I got to try 10 times. Oh, that didn't work. Got to try 11 times. Persistence, persistence, persistence. Put that in our vocabularies, nothing will stop us. I want to talk about things that if they take away your confidence, let's identify them, and let's do less of them, right? And then we're going to identify some things that build your confidence, and what are we going to do with those? More of them, right? I don't want to oversimplify things, but sometimes we kind of do that Einstein thing, the definition of insanity, same thing over and over, expecting a different result. There's things that rob our confidence, and I want to talk about outside influences. They rob our confidence, put us in a bad state. We don't take action because of it, but we go ahead and do it the next day over and over again. Can that be true? Could that possibly be true? So let's talk about some outside influences that could rob your confidence. We all agreed. Can we agree that higher confidence you can achieve higher success? So if low confidence will stop us from having the success we want, and high confidence can get us to jump out of the plane and grow wings on the way down, what are some things that take away your confidence? How about the news? Does the news raise your confidence or lower your confidence? Up or down? Give me an up or down, right? Have any of you watched the news in the last 6 months and said to yourself, damn, things are going in a great direction. I feel amazing. God, our country, our world, we're in a really good spot. Honey, if you missed the news, you should watch it tonight. It's so inspirational. No, if you watch the news right now, tell me you don't get mad. I don't care if you watch conservative news or liberal news. You got to be pissed off. True? Right? So if it pisses you off and it makes you feel insecure, but you do it again tomorrow and you do it again the next day, that is one of those things that you are doing that frustrates you, that lowers your confidence, stopping you from taking that uncomfortable action, but you're doing it anyway. Here's a revolutionary idea. Go on a 2-week news diet. Not an ounce of it. Don't read it. Don't watch it. Don't listen to, if your friends start talking about it, go, I'm on a 2-week news diet. See what it's like. I know some of you got to go through a little withdrawal. See what it's like to go 2 weeks with zero influence on the outside, because the only way we get to change the world anyway, no one's coming to save us. Doesn't matter if you like the last president or hate him, or you like the new president or hate him, wherever you live in the world, or the next one, if you love him or hate him. None of them are fixing our shit. Excuse my language. None of them are coming to fix us. So if they're not coming to fix it, why the hell are we letting that outside influence dictate how we feel, when if we want to change the economy in the world, change the economy in your home. You want to change the global conversation? Change the global conversation and the people that you can impact. That's how we change the world. It doesn't come from the top down. It comes from the bottom up.